In the bottom left, playing as Valder, we have MVAKM up against Zested playing Greenfinger up in the top right. So I actually like both of these picks. Valder is just a very strong character in general. I think he's like the highest of the current tiers that is available in tournament. But he can definitely lose, and Greenfinger has some very good maps. This, I think, is one of like Greenfinger's best maps in this pool right now as well. Definitely able to put vines up in very good positions. You make a lot of use out of the terrain bonuses for them. Honestly, I think he has a pretty good matchup against Valder because Valder cannot build Groove off of vines. And the vines do count as like additional unit count, so we're gonna see how this plays out. Very interestingly, both commanders have gone to the left. So we saw a center position come out from MVAKM and a kind of west push from Greenfinger, and now Greenfinger's backed off a little bit. Recognizing that maybe they are not the best place right now. Okay, what are we gonna see come out? He caps this village. Mage comes forward for the capture. Ooh, we're seeing a kind of vertical line form. So this is a very good defensive formation. Units only vulnerable on one side. The bottom right, they're just kind of duking out with a few cheap units, swords and dogs. So that's really only going to get interesting if this knight comes down to help. Alright. And we see Valder. Wow, just slams right into Greenfinger. Does a ton of damage. Ooh, knight comes out, crits that sword. And this village being on this health means that Greenfinger can just walk back and heal. Valder normally has Groove around this point in the game anyway, so that's about right. Ooh, MVAKM built a golem and is now using that to push forward. So this southern front's going to start getting a lot more interesting, but has to defend on this front over here.
By my hand, rise.
And facing down a couple of knights, but has his own knights to face them down with, so see how this plays out. Ooh, we see a knight crit from that front switch, and the weakened sword kills the enemy knight, and oh, even has this knight to follow up. Keep that well defended. Harpy springs forward to deal with the golem. I like this. It's a nice, interesting play. Gonna force a mage to come out. Ooh, I like this. Zested is not remembering to forget economy. That didn't make much sense. But anyway, they're remembering to keep their economy up. They're remembering to keep their income high. And Valder is slowly losing on income. You know, this corner village, open on both sides. They kind of lost these center villages, whereas they're very secure for Zested right now. Ooh, interesting unit suicide. Just wants to weaken that mage. I guess they were hoping it would be weak enough that it wouldn't kill the harpy, but it's kind of a suicide onto the harpy regardless, so. Ooh, and I really like these. These are some good plays coming out. Dragon is out, so. Yeah, Zested's having a really nice time in the center. Greenfinger just kind of walked back, heals. And we've got Valder out in the middle of nowhere. Largely by himself, and there's a dragon, so can't really push in and fight here. Alright, what are we gonna see? Golem runs up, smacks the knight. Takes a little bit of damage in return for it. But we're gonna see this knight and this sword finish off this enemy knight. Alright, and there Zested has their golem come forwards. They've got a dragon as well. They're going to go for a big mage crit on this golem and weaken it to a point where I think that's kind of where you want the golem to be at. You want it to be at like between that 45 and 60 something percent health. Because it can't really one-shot anything at that percentage. Maybe a dog if it's on a road or something. And yeah, it takes a lot to heal it at that point, so.
my hand, rise.
You're basically wasting its time. And yeah, like a whole bunch of stuff had to be used here just to even like recapture this and decapture this village. But Zested now has a big economic lead, has Groove too. And is mostly just facing swords, honestly. Like a lot of this is sword. So that's gonna go down.
Nature's
We're gonna see
cry.
Groove come out. Ooh, nice defensive formation. Gonna keep the thief away from stealing. Oh, I really like that actually. And yeah, sure, like Valder can kind of push center, but they're gonna struggle to deal with a bunch of things here. Ooh, that's a nice hex actually. Damages the dragon and the golem, so that makes it very good gold efficiency. And it even clips the harpy for 10. This mage move up. Honestly, anytime you can chip a golem down just a little bit, it removes their one-shot potential. Makes them a little bit more vulnerable to taking damage in a bunch of circumstances. Oh, we're gonna see vines come out here. Use the wall. Maybe would have liked to have seen this vine go down here, but it's a pretty good place for it to be. Ooh, wow. Mage crit against golem is so cost effective. And that initial hex allowed quite a bit more damage and a lot less counter attack damage coming down. The mage would probably be below 50% right now. The
Rise from your
hex had not gone down beforehand. Ooh, good dice roll. Manages to take down that village with the sword crit. Gonna see now. This weakened sword has, like, the weakened swords here have been putting in so much work. They've been picking off units, confirming kills, doing like tiny bits of chip damage where necessary, so players are really getting a lot out of them. And I do find it funny that most players have just kind of ignored this southern front. MVAKM might take advantage of this and put pressure on the stronghold up here, but right now, ooh, and that was really smart to hex afterwards, so there was no golem crit available. And finally picks off this weak sword. MVAKM in a little bit of a risky position. Ooh, gets that thief steal. I think it's been a long time coming. But there's actually no anti-air to cover this, so this dragon could just run up and roast it. Alright, we see the dog crit come down. I see a big witch hex come in. Oh, kills the sword of the dragon. Interesting. Back the village with the Greenfinger. Very interesting right now. Ooh, just damages the thief heavily, and these vines are blocking, so the thief has nowhere to run. Zested takes off the knight that crit beforehand. So this knight is actually going to be able to deal with like everything down here, pretty much by itself. The other units helping back it up is useful, of course, but ultimately not needed entirely. Alright, what do we got coming in here? Spear crit to finish that off. Getting revenge on that. It was a thief, it did go down to this mage.
By my hand.
Oh, we're gonna
rise.
see the big crit come in here. Yeah, I think this mage is doomed. Oh, lives on 4%. Never mind. Now we're seeing, honestly, things are not looking so good for Zested up in this top right hand side. Unit count is starting to thin, but they do have double witch. And they are kind of like really winning on this southern front. Alright, big mage heal comes in. Units are going to start going down. Greenfinger is going to have Groove at the end of this turn. Double hex. Oh, can the dragon get the kill? It can! Oh. And just as I was saying, like, Zested was looking a bit weak on that northern front, it doesn't matter because MVAKM puts their commander on a road and double Witch Hex plus dragon will kill. So, nicely done.